How we doing on this quite eventful Friday, Vol Nation? Frank, House of Orange. I discussed yesterday, I talked about the reports out that Nico and Tennessee were negotiating and what went on, and I saw a lot of the reaction. And I'm going to be honest, I kept it pretty PC yesterday. I kept it pretty politically correct. In this video, I'm going to tell what we found as of right around 6 o'clock on Friday evening, all news that's been out today, where I think this is going, and I'm going to give how I truly feel about this. Make sure you hit the like, the share, the subscribe that's out here as well. Now, I'm not going to make any personal insults or anything, but I'm going to put it flat out, plain and simple in this as we go along. Pete Nakos on 3 Sports yesterday reported Tennessee, Nico negotiating a new contract. He said he didn't know what the status would be as far as how it affected Nico at Tennessee. People jumped all over him about it. I said it on here yesterday. I said, Nakos, I followed his stuff enough. He's not one of these that just throws stuff against the wall to see if it'll stick. He's not one of those that just tries to clickbait. Somebody has told him, somebody he trusts, a good source, that this was going on. Nico's dad come out last night, trashed him, called him a bitch on X. Another family member said he's a total liar. Stuff. People backed him up and went. Then here today, it's reported this morning, Austin Price. So I actually saw a poster on VolQuest about 30 minutes before I saw any mods put, said he was told Nico was not at practice today. And then Austin Price come on and said, yes, he confirmed Nico was not at practice today. The coaches were not aware of it. And from what I've seen just recently looking at it, Austin Price, Brent Hubbs, VolQuest.com, they've been on this today, but they've been answering questions about it. And here's the bottom line, guys. It looks like the Nico era is over in Knoxville. And I'm going to give my feelings on it here. And if he comes back, my feelings are not changing on this. Chris Lowe of ESPN today put out that it was said back in December that Nico and his camp had negotiated a new contract, wanted $4 million per year. Negotiations kept going. And then he said, I guess they come back again this spring with it. And he said that Tennessee is not doing it. And you know what? Hats off to Tennessee. You come in, Tennessee put a lot into you when you come in. It was said $8 million when you come in. Based on what I've read, it was a 3-year contract. You're really going to tell me after the year you had, I don't care if he had 2,600 yards last year, how much of that was against those 4 non-conference opponents? It sure as shit was not an SEC play. I can tell you that right now. And it's a funny thing. A lot of people were apologizing to Joe Milton last year because everybody was dead set Nico was an upgrade. He was no better. I don't know if he was any worse. He was definitely no better. But here we are. And you just leave. You don't inform the coaches. Now it's out there today. I think the writing's on the wall. Austin Price, Brent Hubbs, they're not coming out saying he's gone. But all of you that follow, you're smart enough to know this right here. He's not coming back. This is done. The teams I've seen mentioned, according to, on VolQuest and stuff, USC, UCLA, Texas Tech. That's where it's at. USC was one. I think there was a poster on here last night we were talking, and I said USC would not surprise me on it. UCLA, I mean, obviously that's out. He's out from California. I don't know where the Texas Tech stuff's coming from, but apparently they're involved as well. That's the teams being heard out there. It's not going to be Oregon or, any like that. So now, Nico hits the portal doesn't open until Wednesday. We probably won't hear anything until then. But if you're Tennessee at this point, you're rolling with Jake Merklinger and George McIntyre. And I think you got to hit the portal with only 2 quarterbacks. To my knowledge, Gaston Moore has not found a new school. Could you possibly bring him back and let him compete for the job? Or do you bring somebody in as just a filler in it and you go with Merklinger? I've seen it said that, I think it was Austin Price of VolQuest who said that based on somebody he talked to who maybe a scout or something that watched practice one day, that to him, Jake Merklinger looked like the best quarterback on the team. Take from that what you will on it. Could have just been one of those days. But I said this yesterday at the end of the video. Didn't have much confidence going into this fall. A lot of that's due to Nico. I had a real problem back in December when he's just putting vague tweets out, putting this crap out there, getting reactions. Mike Matthews talked about it's going to hit the portal. Tennessee staff talked him into staying. Yet nothing out there from your quarterback. No leadership, no nothing. He's provided no leadership that I've seen out there. And let's face it, guys, based on what I saw last year, are you telling me that's an irreplaceable quarterback? Not in SEC play, was it? Not in SEC play. His best game as a quarterback to me in SEC play was Vanderbilt, and that started off shaky. He come on at the end. But what's the reason for this? Could it be because they didn't – does he think they didn't address the skill positions or what around them? I mean, I think that's a fair question. Did this staff do their job bringing in wide receivers? To me, we've all said it. They didn't. I think they dropped the ball on it. You saw wide receivers out here, yet you hear Tennessee knowing. They bring in Amari Jefferson, and then they bring in guys from the high school ranks as well. There's talent in this receiving core, but, you know, it's unproven. I mean, it's really unproven. And of the guys coming back, we saw little from them last year. I mean, we saw glimpses with Brazel. We saw glimpses with Mike Matthews. We saw Staley in the playoff game look pretty decent in the slot. I think that's a unit that has a lot of potential. But let's face it, how many years did Tom Brady and Peyton Manning have turnover at wide receiver, yet they kept producing? Manning had Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison left, then Reggie Wayne become a Hall of Famer out of it. Look at Brady all those years. Other than Randy Moss, how many times did Brady have just those perennial Pro Bowl receivers? He made them. He and Manning made their receivers. Did Nico make these guys? No, he didn't. I don't think they did a lot to help him last year. But at the same time, what did he do to help them? We saw glimpses of his talent. I mean, there were throws like Alabama game. We saw some big-time throws there. I think it was either Kentucky or Mississippi State game they were struggling. And then he rolled out and just threw a dart down low that only his guy could hit. It was a great throw. The talent's there. There's no doubt about it. But this constant drama ever since the end of the season with it, the vague tweets. There were rumors of him hitting the portal then, and he didn't. Not a leader. He's not a leader. And Tennessee had to sue the NCAA over this guy. Yet he has the audacity to come up and hit the portal after all of the support that Tennessee has given him. It was said by Chris Lowe today that Tennessee's administration and some Tennessee players are not happy with Nico. Good for them. Will there be any follow him out the door when he hits the portal? I mean, who knows on that? But you know what, at this point, maybe it's addition by subtraction. Maybe it's addition by subtraction, because I didn't see a guy last year who warranted all this drama, all this ridiculous crap going out here. And the fact that his dad got on there last night and said Nikos was a bitch about it, and then they got proved totally wrong on it. Again, I don't know who broke it. Obviously, if they're getting that upset, or either they're trying to save face on it. But again, I thought when Nikos put it out there, it was legit. I've seen enough of his stuff. He may not be right on everything, but he's got a source for everything he does too. And I like Shannon Terry, who's the head of On3 today, come out and defended Pete Nikos. And he said, if Pete Nikos is a bitch, I'll take him all day long on it. So it's good for him to defend it. This Tennessee football team will move forward. This Tennessee football team was there before Nico. It'll be there after him. The fact that he come in with all that hoopla, all this NIL, and he couldn't beat Joe Milton out after the way, Joe had his moments, but he couldn't beat, that should have been a red flag alone right there. His era started off, he played against Iowa in the bowl game. Wasn't great, but we saw the potential there. come out last year against, who was it? Chattanooga, blazed it up against them. NC State had his moments. Kent State blazed it up. SEC play crapped the bed. That's where we're at with it. To me, good riddance. Good riddance. I've said that about one player, and that was Jonas Adu when he sat over there with the towel over his head against Purdue in the Elite Eight, while Tobe Awaka and J.P. Estrella had to get in there and battle their hind ends off against Zach Edey. I'll say it again here. Addition by subtraction. Tennessee football, they've got Merklinger, who was a 4-star, George McIntyre, who was a 4-star, and right now, depending on the publication, you got the number 1 quarterback for next year, Faison Brandon out of North Carolina, committed. He's up there often recruiting. Tennessee's going to be just fine at quarterback, but in the meantime, you do need another quarterback for depth because you never know what could happen. Could it be Gaston Moore? Will somebody else do it? The one thing we know is, and I'm not sure the length, I don't know if it's to the season or what. If you transfer now, you cannot transfer within the SEC. So it'll have to be somebody from another program. If you're Tennessee, do you take a lower quarterback who's put up numbers? Do you put maybe a younger dude with some potential who hits the portal? There'll be some guys out there, no doubt. I think the thing to watch out for is not only will we see Wednesday Nico goes in, will anyone follow in this day and age? And if I'm Tennessee too, it's about time we put a lid on these leaks coming out. There was the Ricky Gibson stuff back earlier. There's been the Nico stuff. There was the Mike Matthews stuff. There was the Boo Carter stuff that's out there. That's fine if they're negotiating. That's fine if they're talking. That's fine if these guys want more money. The fact that all this stuff keeps getting made public, and maybe it happens other places too. I know the Cornell Tate stuff from Ohio State was out there as well, and he announced he was coming back. But I don't know if that was Cornell Tate driven or if that was just speculation coming around. But the fact that it keeps coming up at Tennessee, we've somehow got to get a lid on this thing. To me right now, if you're Josh Heupel, this can be a good thing. This can be a crossroads of your program. Your star guy's taking his bag and going home. That's certainly what it appears to be. It's not 100%, but you guys can't sit here and tell me, based on how this looks, that it's going to end with him ever playing for Tennessee again. And to me, he was a flop. He was a flop. The end, when you're ranked that high coming in and getting that kind of money, you should have been an instant impact guy. He wasn't. He wasn't. Tennessee made the playoffs last year in spite of him. They made it because of Dylan Sampson. They made it because of their defense. If they would have had 2022 or 23 defense, they would have been right around bowl eligibility. Calling it like I said on that one. Tennessee football will prevail. I've not seen how the orange and white game is going to be telecast tomorrow, actually, if it even will. But I think if we can find it, you definitely want to probably tune in on that as to, what your future quarterbacks may look like. Because as of right now, it's certainly looking like it's about to become the Jake Merklinger show. And you know what? What I've seen of him, I liked. Throwing looked decent, and they said that he's got a better grip on the ball now. He throws the ball better. I liked his running ability. I liked his physicality as well. It does say there will be no live television broadcast. The Vol Network will air it at 2 p.m. across radio affiliates, the Tennessee app, and utsports.com. So it looks like maybe best case is we might see a replay, if even that. So looks like, based on saying it's going to be Mike Keith's first gig tomorrow, should be fun for him to call it as well. But here we are. It's there. Is it surprising? And I'm not really bothered by it. Let's move on. Let's get guys that want to be here. It's obviously about money now. The fact that Nico thinks he's worth $4 million, give me a break. Make sure you hit the like, the share. If you have not already, hit the subscribe. Check out the links in the description for the channel memberships. The channel Patreon is as little as $1 a month. Can go to greatly help the channel. Or if you just want to say thanks, bottom right-hand corner, those super thanks are greatly appreciated. Found some more basketball portal stuff. Put some stuff out here a little bit. Of course, Tennessee baseball plays Ole Miss tonight as well. I'll have a live post-game video, or not a live, I'll have a post-game video for you after that as well. Frank, House of Orange, have a great day. Go Vols.